Good.
So, hello everybody. Welcome to another live show. This time it is with Monika. Hi, Monika.
Hi, Zdenek. Hi, everyone.
I said live show, but it's actually a live lesson. It's actually a live YouTube lesson, right? Or something like that. I'm confused because I'm doing so many live shows now that I don't know which one is which anymore.
I
This
see.
one is a live YouTube lesson. So I've got a real student. Monika, are you real?
I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope you're not a robot or some kind of an artificial, I don't know, avatar or something like that.
I feel like a real person. So,
You do, yeah?
yeah, I do.
Are you 100% sure about that?
Yes.
Good. Good. I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing a lesson with a real student because it really matters to me. All right. So, so how are you today?
I'm fine. Don't know what.
Would you mind elaborating on that?
uh, it fine. I'm fine. I took a break from my work.
Mhm.
I had like 3 hours of not working. No, I said it wrong again. Okay. I spent like 3 hours walking in the countryside. Let's say I went for a walk
Mhm.
with a dog. Uh, so it's good. I don't have to work right now. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
fine.
so if you don't have to work, or if you don't have to do anything, or perhaps it's your decision not to work for a day, there's a good phrase in English to use. So you could say
I took
that
a day off, or
exactly. So you took a day off. Did you? Maybe you said it, didn't you?
no,
My
no,
memory
I
is
didn't.
not always good, So did you
No,
say it?
no, I didn't because it
Okay.
wasn't all the day. I didn't take all the day off. I took just a couple
So
of hours off, let's say.
you can say that as well. You can even
Hmm.
say, I took the afternoon off. That's also
Hmm.
possible.
Hmm.
This
So
is
yeah,
this phrase is quite flexible.
yeah.
Mhm. Can you take the morning off? Is that possible too?
I think so,
Yeah,
according to what you've just said.
yeah, absolutely. You can take a few days off. You can take a week off. You can take a month off. You can take the whole year off.
I wish I could.
Oh well, I think most people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel now after taking your afternoon off? Then
I feel relaxed. Um, what am I
did you
doing
manage?
today?
Did you manage to recharge your batteries?
I did
All
a
right.
little bit, of course, not fully. Yeah, but I did.
What does it even mean? What does this phrase mean? If I ask you, did you manage to recharge your batteries? Are you an electronic device, Monika? Do you need
No,
batteries to work?
of course I know. I'm not, but it's an idiomatic phrase, so
Hmm.
it 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 obviously we know it. We both know it, yeah. But it means that I took a rest. Now I felt tired, but now I'm rested. I feel better, so I recharged my
Mhm.
batteries.
Right. So it's like a metaphor, kind of, right? So it's like the idea is that your phone, well, the phone doesn't need batteries, right? The phone needs a charger. Well, there's a battery inside, so it's kind of like that, right?
It's kind of
It
like
does.
that, yeah.
It does actually. The charger recharges the battery, right? So it does
Mhm.
use a battery. Uh, that's the idea, and we are sort of comparing it to um, a person,
Person's
taking
energy, or
yeah,
mhm.
taking a taking a rest, as you said. Yeah. Okay. So you are all refreshed now. Yeah, feeling relaxed.
Yes, I
Good.
am.
Good. That's what we need here. That's what we need here during this lesson, Monica, because The worst that could happen is if a student comes to my lesson completely knackered. Knackered? What does knackered? Knackered. What does it mean, knackered, Monika?
Exhausted. Exhausted.
Very nice. Exhausted. Very good synonym of that word. Knackered, exhausted. What if some people don't know what exhausted or naked means? Is there a simpler,
Very tired.
simpler way to say it? Very tired. That's it. You know, jaded, Monika. Jaded.
No, but it is a synonym of those, isn't it?
And then also shattered. Some people say shattered. Okay, so it all means very tired, yeah? Okay, so as always, this is a rather improvised lesson, so nobody knows what's going to happen. We've got some people watching us live, so you guys, thank you for coming, first of all. Thank you for showing up. If you want, you can ask us questions, you can make comments as we do this lesson, you know. You can respond to what we are saying and get involved in an interactive way. That is the idea of this live lesson. We don't know what we are going to talk about, so you could even direct us. You know, you could even sort of help us find a topic if you ask interesting questions, stuff like that. Monika, have you got anything in mind? Anything we could talk about today?
Honestly, right now I don't have anything in mind.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely come up with something soon. You know me.
Yeah, you're pretty resourceful.
I'm trying.
Do you know this word, to be resourceful?
Yeah, that I come up with ideas and topics. Like a resource, like a source. I'm source of whatever.
Yep. It's quite similar to the word creative, but not exactly the same. Although, yeah, it could be the same in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been much easier if I had said something like creative. Yeah, of course.
Is this something a boss would appreciate in their staff, in their staff members, if the people that work for this person are creative and resourceful, Monika?
I'd say so, but it depends on the boss's well I'm looking for a basic word for it depends on a boss's mindset or personality. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
some bosses really require just people that are like yes sir, yes sir stuff. Yeah,
there is an expression for that. If you
yes,
are that kind of person that only just says yes, boss, or yes sir, you are a yes man.
A yes man.
Yes man. It sounds a bit sexist. Is that could you say a yes woman? I've never heard yes woman. I think it's just generally used as yes man. You're right.
Because man means like a male or a human, right? It has double meaning. Exactly. It's a double meaning word, isn't it?
Exactly. But in the past, it used to be okay, but now it's considered politically incorrect. Yeah. So it's better to avoid saying things like using words which contain the word man. Sometimes, you know, like sometimes you have words like policewoman. That helps.
You know, sometimes women are too touchy, aren't they? And they overthink about.
Well, that depends on the point of view. I can see both sides of the argument, you know, like if you're trying to be equal, you know, you're trying to be equal.
Then I can't manage it by forcing the others not to say certain words.
I know, but then
Yeah.
you could say that this often leads to like some kind of overall perception of men being superior, because why is it that why does the word take precedence? Why is it that there's not a word for woman? It's like people will ask these questions. I know it's an awkward thing, but yeah, I see what you mean. Like it really depends. It really depends.
Mm.
Mm.
It depends, exactly, because I am a woman, but I don't think that this is the way, to
Yeah.
make the others not use some words. People
Mm.
either respect women or not, and
Yeah, that's true.
this is
Yeah.
like kind of nonsense
You think this doesn't
thing.
really help you, does it?
Definitely doesn't.
Could it actually be the other way around, that this is harming you in some
No.
way? Like if
When
if
they
if,
use
if you if you get too, let's say, if you get too sensitive about these even language things, do you think it actually is harming your reputation?
That's a difficult question because
It's a difficult topic.
yeah. It doesn't harm me at all. I'm not sensitive about this.
Mhm.
So it's a bit difficult for me um, to imagine being in the sensitive one's shoes, or walking in the sensitive one's shoes.
Mhm.
But of course, everything can harm you if you're sensitive,
Yeah. I
But
know.
this is,
But
yeah.
it's not only about that. Like, it's not only about like feeling harmed or feeling hurt, or it's also about sometimes certain things we say, they contribute to the stereotype, the image that, I don't know,
Mhm.
like we should probably be more specific here, right? So can we come up with something? Can anyone in the chat here come up with something that would prove our point here? Do you guys know what I mean? Like if you say a spokesman, right? Because in the past, people would just say a spokesman, and it didn't matter whether it was a man or a woman. But then I think the word spokeswoman was invented because there was a need for it, because it didn't seem politically correct to say spokesman, just like it wasn't all right to say a policeman. Right now, it's also a policewoman. You know what I mean? So like there was a need for it. So it doesn't bother you, Monika.
It doesn't bother me.
And you also
What
think
is
this is not the
important?
way. I'm sorry.
No,
Go on.
go on, please. No,
No, I also wanted to add, and you also think this is not the way to go.
I think it's we should focus on something else. Yeah, we should. The respect either is here or is there or not. Yeah.
What should we focus on, Monika?
We should you know you trapped me right now. Yeah, no worry, it's okay. I think we should focus on giving the chances equally to men and to women. Yeah, when a woman applies for a job and she is skillful or good enough to do it, then we shouldn't like discriminate her. But this discrimination doesn't come with the words like sportsman, uh, policeman, and so on. Yeah, the important thing is to give the woman to give that job to the woman.
Yeah.
If she's good enough, if she can do it.
To
Doesn't
offer
matter
equal,
if we name it. Yeah.
right? To
Okay.
offer equal opportunities.
To offer equal opportunities.
Mhm.
Yes. Doesn't matter how we name the positions. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The
We
thing
can.
is
We
so.
can. We, we can name the position like for example, police woman plenty of times, but if we don't give that opportunity to the woman, it's priceless. Yeah, this naming. Now I know, no, priceless or worthless. One of them is.
Be careful because these two words have completely different meaning, right? Priceless is something positive or negative? Priceless.
I think negative.
No.
So I said it wrong. Okay, it's a lesson, yeah. So
it's a lesson. We're all learning here.
So it's something worthless. Yeah.
Worthless is bad.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. We can name the positions equally 100 of times.
Maybe you want to say, maybe the right word to use here is useless, I think, or pointless.
Or pointless.
Yeah, I think this is. It sounds better here to say pointless or useless. There's no point in this, you know. Yeah.
Nonsense.
Okay.
Pointless,
I think we've got somebody even suggesting this to us here. Yeah. Nice one. Yeah, I agree. It's just that some people would argue that this doesn't help. The using the wrong it's like for some people this is discriminatory language. You know, like it's just about where you stand, I guess, on this. So for you it doesn't bother you. For you it's really about offering equal opportunities, and you think this is perhaps going a little bit too far. I agree with you completely, and you're definitely right that this is the most important thing. But I would also say that these little things they are underrated or overlooked. You know, like the language can sometimes. For example, personally, I can get quite touchy about the whole native speakerism issue, right? You know that. You know me. So I'm a non-native English teacher. And these days people use the word native speaker and specifically a native speaker teacher as if it's something more, it's something extra, it's like the best, the best thing you can get. It's what we say glorified. Native speakers are glorified. And that bothers me because that means that the word non-native speaker, it's like, it doesn't have a positive connotation. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just giving you an example. So I feel like because of the language, because of this kind of language, sometimes this leads to discrimination, but that's just me. So that's why I understand when women point this out sometimes, like that we should be using the language in a more sensitive way. And I understand even these little things, in these little nuances. It really depends. Like if you are a policewoman, then I guess you are more sensitive to it, I don't know.
Yeah, but imagine that it doesn't matter to your employer or to your business partner if you are a native speaker or non-native speaker. They focus on your skills, on your qualifications.
Absolutely.
Then you can perceive this native speaker teacher the same, like or at this native speaker or C2 level speaker. Yeah, and they can like use just the word native speaker for all the C2 speakers. Yeah,
but that's not really precise, because a C2 speaker is not a native speaker. That's not the way it works.
Native like.
It's native like, yeah. So this is, you can't put this all in one, in one place. Like, it's the scale from A1 to A2 is used for English learners, right? Mostly because it shows what you have achieved as an English learner, where you are on the scale
Mhm.
you know, from the very beginner all the way up to a proficient user of the language. And for native speakers, this scale is completely irrelevant. You know, like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But if what I'm talking about was real, and if employers focused on your skills
Mhm.
and your qualifications, then all this native speakerism would be, what did you say? Pointless. Yeah, would be
Yeah.
pointless.
Mhm.
That you wouldn't mind if
Yeah.
they
No,
call you
yeah,
native
but
speaker or non-native speaker.
I
But
know.
yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that it's the whole package, because
Mhm.
often you get hired based on it's also because the companies need to advertise, yeah, for their language schools, let's say, yeah. So they advertise, we have native speakers that teach in our school, and that's like that
Mhm.
attracts more students, you know. So the language really makes a lot of it makes a lot of difference. Anyway, this is a complicated topic. I just wanted to give you an example, like why I feel like it's okay to be sensitive to to the language, because at the end of the day, like if you are one of those people, you are the one who is going to suffer, right? So
Mhm.
I don't want anyone to suffer. That's the idea, you know. I want everyone to be happy. And
Mhm.
some people might point out that that's not possible, you know. The world doesn't work like that. We cannot all be equal. I know, but we should attempt to at least give equal opportunities to people, you know.
Exactly.
And you should be judged on what you can do, and if you are a good human being, you know, and not on where you come from, what skin color you have, what religion you have, what sexuality you have, and whether you are a man or a woman. You know,
Mhm.
that's how I see it. And it's
Me
okay
too.
that we are a little bit different as well, of course. There are individual differences. That's fine. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
What
We
a
are not the same, but we are equal.
thank God we are not the same. That makes it more
Yes.
interesting, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody brings something else to the table, right? Something
Mhm.
different. That
Right.
makes it interesting. But we
Mhm.
should be equal. You know, we
Yeah.
should not be treated differently, or as somebody is like has higher value than someone else. You know, I don't know. Like we should all have the same starting line at least. Like imagine like a race, yeah, like a race. Imagine a race,
Mhm.
and we should all be allowed to win the race. Like we should all. I know you might argue that, well, somebody's faster, somebody's more talented, somebody's more intelligent. Yeah, I guess. You know, that's
But the start,
fair, but at least you should be at the same starting line.
you should. I can't agree more with you. I'm just uh, a little bit
Skeptical, is that the word?
skeptical about
Yeah.
the language itself. I think it
Mm,
doesn't
mm.
solve the problem. Yeah, the problem is
Okay.
somewhere else. We
Yep.
are barking on the wrong tree. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like, yeah, it's okay to try to not to use any kind of language that could harm anyone else or someone
Yeah.
else. Yeah, it's okay, but it can be. And now I don't know if this is an English word or not. Counterproductive.
Yep.
Is it
Counterproductive.
English?
Yeah.
Counterproductive. It can be counterproductive because once someone really doesn't respect
Hmm.
women or certain nationalities, whatever like that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Yeah,
Racism, all
and
isms, you know, like, yeah.
or in the well, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All the isms. This is a
Yep.
nice word. I like it. You can avoid harming anyone, and you can talk about it. Yeah? So
Mm.
all the isms, and they are forced to not to use even one word that, the more they are forced to behave like this, the more they feel that they, what I mean, yeah? The
It's like they are pressured, and
Yeah.
people don't generally, humans don't respond well when they are pressured or threatened. They want to break free. They want to break
Mhm.
free. So I understand what you mean there as well. Like sometimes this goes so far that you feel like you no longer have freedom to say what you think. It's also about freedom of speech, right? We should be allowed to say what we think, and if we don't like something,
Yeah, and we
we
can't
should.
name it.
Yeah,
We can't tell it. We can't talk about it.
yeah,
Like, or even we can't do what we used to do in the past and it was considered normal. Yeah. For example, if I
yeah.
was a man and I wanted to um, date with a woman or whatever, and my first step would be to let her in the door first. In certain countries, this would be considered like sexism. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
would have to think all the time, about what I can do, what I can't do, like, I don't know. It's gone so far, in my opinion.
I
Too
know what
far.
you mean. We are talking about political correctness, by the way, everyone. Yeah, political correctness, and yeah, some people say that this is going a little bit too far.
Hmm.
Um, it's a difficult topic, because there's another word, woke. Yeah, that's quite popular these days. Something happened to Monika. I'm sure she will be back, everyone. But the word woke is it's an adjective which is used to describe someone who is very, very alert and sensitive to injustice in society, especially racism. So if you are woke, it means you are aware of all these problems and you care about people's well-being, you care about equal opportunities and political correctness if you are woke. And often this word is used these days as negative as well. Like people who are woke are considered snowflakes. Have you heard this word, Monika? Snowflakes.
Not in this context.
Snowflake.
Yeah, someone who I've heard it in a context, like, it's someone who doesn't let the other know their feelings. Yeah, they're happy but they don't show it. They are angry, they don't show it. They are like snowflake.
No, snowflake. It's difficult to explain. If you're a snowflake, you know what a snowflake is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's
I'm gonna
called.
Google a definition because I don't want to mess this up. But these days, it is used. It's a derogatory term, derogatory slang term for a person. I haven't found a good definition. Let me see. An insulting way of referring to someone who is considered by some people to be too easily upset and offended. Right. Yeah. So, a lot of people get offended by little things like this, like the language, right? Like because they are very sensitive to all these issues, racism, because perhaps they are from a minority and it really leads to discrimination, right? They're discriminated against.
Mm-hmm.
And those people who think they are too sensitive, they would call them snowflakes.
Uh-huh.
Or this word woke is used as well. But I think the word woke is more positive or touchy. Adam says it's like a touchy person, touchy person. Yeah. So I don't know. I just wish like people were nice to each other, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
That's the bottom line for me. But this is a difficult subject.
It is. It is.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know, Zdenek. Maybe really when children don't or can't hear any insulting language from from the adults, when I don't know if they develop this behavior, this insulting behavior or not. Yeah, if this can really help, if we avoid all the language that could be perceived
Hurtful.
like
Like
yeah.
hurtful language, like language that hurts people. Well, obviously, there is a level of like seriousness, not seriousness, but the words have different sort of shades as well, right? So there could be a word that is super insulting, that has a very negative connotation, a swear word even,
Mhm.
So I guess you have to approach these words on an individual basis, because every word is different as well, right? If a snowflake, it is used as a derogatory term, and also the language develops, so like, even you don't have to go very far, there's this famous N word, right? We all know what it is. And in the past, it was used as a neutral word, but it got such a bad reputation that now, and because of what it all meant, and how people started to use it in a negative sense, then obviously now it's considered, and rightly so, as an insult. So this is difficult because the language develops over time. It changes its meaning. So that what I'm saying is, like, you have to approach all this individually, and ultimately, if your intentions are good, that's what should matter.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
that's the bottom line for me. But it's tough because everyone is different, and
what I think could help to individuals who doesn't want to harm the people, the others, just to imagine being in their shoes, like
Yep.
and it's kind of sixth sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not that difficult to figure out what to use and what not to use, which
For
words.
some people, it's not. For some people, it is.
Mhm.
So it depends. It depends on your emotional intelligence. Some people are more empathetic, which is a nice adjective. Empathetic. What does it mean, Monika, if someone is empathetic?
They can understand the feelings of the others.
Then there are other people who don't care at all, who are selfish, who are self-centered. So, like, they don't care about how other people feel. Then you have people like psychopaths as well, and sociopaths. So all these people exist in our society. So how can we even make it work? We have such a range of different people, Monika, in society.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. By the way, you are very good.
Thanks,
In
Monika. I'm
convincing,
glad. I'm glad you
like,
say that. I'm good. Yeah, thanks for that.
you are. Yeah, you are. You are. It's a really difficult to convince you. Like you always find good arguments.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are.
Well,
Of course, there have to be some rules. Yeah. What to
Monika, to
use,
be
what
honest,
not
I'm
to
just playing the
use.
devil's advocate here a little bit, because that's what I do as an English teacher sometimes as well. Like when I end up in an interesting conversation with my student, it's good to challenge the student, challenge their views. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even necessarily agree with what I'm saying sometimes. I just want to say it because I think it makes the conversation more interesting if I try to challenge your views. I guess I'm someone like, you know, how you have these chat shows, like chat show presenter or someone like that asks the right questions, like you know, journalist who asks questions, and then yeah, that makes the interview more interesting sometimes, right?
It does. I mean, I have to think about it. I have to talk in English, and this is to use new words, try to use new words, talk about new topics,
Yep.
and so on. Yeah, this is good
Yeah,
for me.
this is one of the most important things at this level, Monika, at the C1 level, to be able to present your arguments in a logical way, yeah, and to use the right language to support your claims, right? So it's not just about saying what you think, it's also about elaborating on what you say, explaining yourself, presenting the right arguments. Because if you do that, then you will sound more convincing and you will be more successful in the communication process, in the conversation, right?
Right.
Okay. Interesting point here by Nina. People with autism can be also less empathetic, but it's not their fault. That is true. That is true.
Definitely.
That is true. Callous, I think. I think that was another word for like not being empathetic. Like it's the kind of opposite of empathetic. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, callous, unkind, cruel, and without sympathy or feeling for other people. Callous. Yeah, that's a good word. Okay, Monika, have you got anything else to add to this discussion? Today it got very deep. It sometimes happens here. It's scary, to be honest. It scares me because, you know, I also do shows about football where, you know, it's just like having fun and talking about lighthearted stuff. But I guess this is also...
I tend to talk about more about deeper topics. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be flexible as a teacher. You know, I have to make sure that I can talk about a range of topics as a teacher. So I think this is fine. Hopefully our viewers are enjoying this. Please let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this, either in the super chat, which is that chat that the people watching this live can use as we are recording this live. But then also there is the comment section that appears right after this live show finishes. And just as I said it, Monika disappeared again. I'm sure she will be back in no time. If you say someone will be back in no time, by the way, it means she will be back soon. Another phrase is before you know it. I said you would be back in no time, Monika.
Yeah.
Or before you know it, which means
before you know it, like
very quickly, yeah. Also in a jiffy, I think another idiom, in a jiffy.
In a jiffy?
I think so. I've heard it somewhere, yeah. In a jiffy. Don't ask me what jiffy means because I have no idea. I just know this phrase means quickly.
In no time, quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Monika, I think it's time to go through the language, which is the second part of this lesson. That's what I always do. In the first part, we have a conversation. We talk about something. Today, it was very deep, but we managed to get to the end. I'm not sure we solved it. We probably agreed to disagree as well, right? A little bit.
At some point. But totally, I agree with you. Yeah, totally.
You don't have to agree with me because I'm your teacher, Monika. You don't have to agree with You can disagree with your teacher. It's fine. Don't worry. Although if my students disagree with me, obviously, the next lesson, they get more homework and there is a test as well. Often I don't announce the test at all, and the test is quite tough, and I make sure they fail the test as well. That is the kind of person I am, of course. So, you
Yes,
better
I do.
agree with me, everyone. I'm joking, okay? I'm joking.
I know.
Well,
But teachers used to be like this in the past.
really?
When my parents were children, they
Mhm.
were seriously treated like this at school.
Okay.
Hmm?
Well, I don't know about that, but I guess you could find teachers like this even today. I don't know, but
I think they can't get away with it
it's
nowadays.
just, oh, right. I see what you mean. Basically, they don't have so much power, teachers today. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you have to be careful what you do. You have to follow all the rules. But to be honest, like, that is not the right way to do it. You should always be fair, like, right? You shouldn't abuse your power. Right?
Exactly.
That was not right. What your
That was
parents,
not right at all.
teachers did, I think.
Hmm?
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah, but let's go through the language, please.
Let's go through the language. Yeah, shall we? So I'm going to share my screen as always. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to make it happen. And we will see what kind of language I wrote down. What did I do? Yes. Can you guys see it? This is live English lesson 14. Can you guys see it or not? I think you can. I think you can see it. I assume you can see it. So to take the afternoon off, you can take the evening off, you can take the morning off, you can take a day off. To recharge your batteries, that was an idiom. Yeah. So we make it blue. Actually, new phrases, new words, interesting expressions are blue. That's my color coding. Monika, this word, how do you pronounce it again?
Neckert.
Mm-hmm. Is that a silent letter anywhere?
Yeah, K is a silent letter. The first one.
The first K is silent, which means we don't
pronounce it.
That's it. Do you know any more words which start with K and are not pronounced?
Knock, the door, for example. Or knock the wood. Knock is with
I think
K.
Knock on the door, right? Knock the door. Knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
Yeah, I think you knock on something, right? Yeah.
Or knee.
That's right.
Begging on my knees, or knee.
Okay. And night as well.
Night, knife as well.
Knife, yeah. A lot of words, actually, K and N. Just remember, if you have K and N in English, chances are K is silent. So it's about like a consonant cluster, K and N. All right.
All right.
So here are all the synonyms of the word naked. By the way, these are strong adjectives. Can you say very naked, very exhausted?
No, I can't.
Yeah, because with strong adjectives, you shouldn't use very. Some people sometimes break this rule as well, by the way. But there is another word you can use instead to make it even stronger. What's the word, Monika?
Absolutely. Extremely or absolutely?
Not extremely.
No.
No. For example, it's like amazing. You can't say it's extremely amazing. You should say absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, extremely for me is at the same level as very. So you would say like it was a very good lesson. It was an extremely good lesson, right? But amazing is a strong adjective. So you would say an absolutely amazing lesson or really good lesson. Really amazing lesson. really is universal.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know. Okay. Is tired a strong adjective?
No, I don't think so. Exhausted is strong adjective, isn't it? But tired, I don't think so.
No, it is not, which means we can use,
Very tired.
we can say very tired. That's right.
Mhm.
So resourceful, creative. Where is the stress in these? Where's the stress in these words, Monika?
Resourceful, second syllable, and creative.
Yeah. So this syllable is stress. Some people say resourceful as well. I heard both pronunciations, both resourceful and resourceful. So yeah. And this one?
Creative.
So where's the stress? Which syllable is stressed?
Second one as well.
Yep. A. Creative. 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 A yes man. Apparently, Helen found out that yes woman also exists, so I'm going to add it because I trust Helen.
Yeah.
And to be in someone's shoes, I like this expression, and you used it quite a lot when you spoke, Monika. So what does it mean again? If you're in someone else's shoes,
it means you're going through the same things like that person.
Yeah. So also you like understand how they feel. You can imagine how they feel. Yeah. We sometimes also say, put yourself in my shoes or something like that. You know, if you put yourself in their shoes, you might be able to understand. So you sort of like imagine yourself being in the same situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good expression, very good idiom. And I think it's quite easy to remember as well, because it's like literally remember, like try to understand it or imagine literally wearing somebody else's shoes as if it's like magic, right? So you put on someone else's shoes. I mean, it has to, I guess it has to be your size. Like if it's not your size, I don't know how you would put on those shoes, but you know what I mean. And then by doing that, you will be able to understand how they feel. Yeah. When a woman and okay, there was a spelling mistake from me here, but I want you to pronounce this correctly here, Monika. Yeah. So look at this sentence and read this whole thing for me, please.
When a woman applies for a job and she's skillful.
Okay. There is a little link here. How do you link this, Monika?
Woman applies.
So
applies.
So whenever in connected speech, guys, you have a word ending with a consonant sound and the following word starting with a vowel sound. I said whenever, but I would say very often people link it, which is an aspect of connected speech. Especially native speakers do this, and people who speak fast, people at very high level. So when a woman applies, you would say when a woman applies, when a woman applies. Right? It sounds like applies, right?
When a woman applies.
That's it. So where is the stress here, Monika? Because you you mispronounced this when you were that's why I put it here. So where's the stress?
When a woman applies on T, applies, woman applies.
So the stress is on the second syllable, apply for something, right? Okay. By the way, notice this preposition, which Monika used correctly, to apply for a job. Okay. Not to apply on a job, to apply for a job. So often when you learn verbs like apply, it's a really good idea to learn it alongside with the right preposition as well, because then you kill two birds with one stone. All right. What do you think is wrong with this, Monika?
We shouldn't discriminate her. Isn't it something like we shouldn't discriminate against her?
Yes, you
Yes,
know
you
it.
already told this to me, but yeah.
Yep. It should be. I'm not gonna write it there because I'm gonna leave the original sentence there for everyone to correct. But you need against to discriminate against someone. Yeah. Yeah. What if you what if you change this into passive? How would it look?
You shouldn't have discriminated against her.
But that's not passive, Monika.
You shouldn't have discriminated in the
You need to
if you put it in the past, you need
No, hang on. This is what we call object. Yeah, this is the object of this sentence. Her is the object of the sentence. You need to make it. You need to change this and make it the subject of the passive sentence. So you start with this.
You want me to say it in passive, yeah? In the past and in passive.
No, not in the past, just passive.
But because sorry, I understood you know saying in past, not in passive.
No.
That's why passive. I said what I said.
Passive.
So okay, she shouldn't be discriminated against.
That's it.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm asking you, because I think this is rather tricky.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You just need discriminate against. That's it. That's the way it works in English. This word, where's the stress in this word?
Opportunities.
So where does it go?
Opportunities.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
Where?
Opportunity.
The first syllable is this one.
Third syllable.
Yeah. Opportunity. So tun. Yeah. Opportunities. Tun. Okay. Opportunities. Once again. Okay. So let's imagine I've got a mobile phone. And if it's a brilliant smartphone that does everything you can imagine, and it's just I can't praise it enough. It's so good. I would say it's
priceless.
Priceless, yeah. If it's a piece of shit, I'm sorry, excuse my French. If it's just like it doesn't really work and it's slow and the battery doesn't last long and it's just, I don't know, the display is broken, then I could say it's
worthless,
and then maybe I would throw it away or something, yeah, or replace it. Useless, pointless, close to worthless. Basically, there's a spelling mistake here. I'm gonna fix it. Okay, so I'm just gonna change it to blue. This is not exactly the opposite, so I'm gonna put it down here. Now, this is a good idiom, but actually
onto the wrong tree, right?
Yeah, but this is tough with idioms. Actually, this preposition isn't right. There's something else there, I think.
We're barking at the wrong tree.
Monika, imagine you are a dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being a dog?
More or less.
Imagine you are a dog, and there is a tree. Yeah. Maybe there is someone in the tree, like a squirrel or something. What do dogs chase? Cats, right? Imagine there's a cat in the tree, hiding in the tree, and the dog is barking, and the dog is sort of like under the tree, right? The dog is under the tree, and it's where is it looking?
Up.
Right.
Aha.
So
We're barking up the wrong tree.
mhm.
Up
And
the wrong tree.
That's it. Yeah, it should be to bark up the wrong tree. By the way, this means to be wrong about the reason for something or the way to achieve something. For example, she thinks it will solve the problem, but I think she's barking up the wrong tree. I think you use this correctly, actually, when you mentioned when you use this phrase.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
I know
remember.
how to use it.
Can you remember what the context was, Monika?
It was we were talking about insulting, not insulting, about a bit strong language, or about saying like police woman and sport woman and whatsoever. And I said it. I was like, yeah, but we're barking up the wrong tree. Yeah, with that. We should focus on something else.
I think you used it correctly. Yeah, absolutely. To be wrong about the reason for something or the way to achieve something. We are trying to achieve something by using wrong methods, let's say, or something like that, right? Yep. Okay, well done. Well done. If I was a woman.
If I were a woman.
Do you think it's wrong to say if I was a woman, by the way?
I've heard a couple of times that it's not wrong.
It's not wrong, no.
It's not wrong. Okay, no. If I was
but
a woman.
The push, I don't know, the prescribed grammar, the academic English or whatnot, if I were. But to be honest, a lot of people say if I was. So I think both of these are absolutely fine. If I was a woman and I wanted... So why did I mark this red then? Because the grammar there is more or less all right, except...
More or less.
I think, don't you say to date someone?
Because date with is a nonsense, isn't it?
I'm not sure it's nonsense. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far, but to me, it's more natural to say to date someone. Yeah, so you date...
Why did I say it?
You date a guy. You date with a guy? Do you date with a guy? No. No. You have a date with someone, I think, right? You have a date. If it's a noun, the word date, you have a date with someone, but you date someone, I think.
Someone.
Yeah? So
why did I say it? Yeah, it's wrong.
Monika, don't beat yourself up, Don't beat yourself up. This is a great opportunity for everyone to learn something here. Yeah. So what should be removed again?
With should be removed.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, now these are tough words. So if you're woke, Monika, it's an adjective, yeah? Woke is obviously a past tense from wake as well, like to wake up, If you're woke, you are aware, especially of social problems such as racism and inequality. So you are sort of like, you're like sort of empathetic and sensitive, like you're
caring, empathetic.
Yeah, all these words. But
the words, I would say I am awoke.
You are awoke? Are you awoke?
I am.
Or are you woke?
I am. I'm awoke. No?
Well, be careful, because if you're awoke, I think maybe it's better to say if you're awoken. It means like maybe you have been sleeping and now you are awake. Would you say awake? You could say
awake.
Yeah. Sorry, Monika. I'm digging myself into a hole here. You need to say I am woke, not I'm awoke.
I am woke.
You're woke. It's an adjective, so we don't put a before an adjective, right?
I'm woke.
You could say I'm a woke person. Could you say I'm a woke person? That sounds weird. I guess you could, but I'm woke. That's it.
I'm woke, but I'm not a snowflake.
Okay.
Yeah?
So yeah, I'm just gonna find a definition of the word snowflake, but it's like
You
I've already explained it, but it's better to
oversensitive
find the
person.
definition online. Sorry?
Yeah. As you said, it's oversensitive person. It's easy. The person is easy to or easily
Easily offended, easily upset.
offended.
Yeah.
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 Touchy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But to be
Sometimes
honest,
I can be a
but the way I
snowflake.
understand this, often this word is used by bullies, often.
Which
People who
word? Snowflake?
snowflake, yeah. People who bully other people often would use this word snowflake because it's very insulting to call someone a snowflake, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like it's an insulting way of referring to someone who is considered by some people to be easily. That's why they say by some people as well, Yeah. Anyway,
I need
interesting.
to be careful not to use this word.
Well, you can use
Unless
it.
I am sure that
You can use it, but in the right way. Yeah.
in the right way. Yeah.
Not to call someone a snowflake. I mean, it's like almost calling him a wanker, right? It's like it's an insult, So unless you want to insult someone, which I believe there might be some cases in your life when you might want to do that and you are justified in doing that, but I think in 99% of cases you are not. But there might be some situations where it could be appropriate as well, like if you're dealing with an asshole or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Empathetic, and then we had the word callous, which was suggested to us by Irena. Thank you for that,
Thank
Irena.
you, Irena.
And the last thing I wanted to ask you about, Monika, is the pronunciation of this word in this sentence. So, by the way, there's a mistake. That's my bad. Yeah, that's my bad. Sometimes when I make notes as we speak to each other, I leave out some words by mistake. It's just because I'm a man, so we are not so good at multitasking. But I'm aware that we use
stereotypes.
obviously, I know the grammar there.
Sorry, it's just a stereotype.
Yeah, but it's true. It definitely applies to me. How would you pronounce this word there? Then the verb.
It's very difficult to convince you.
So where's the stress?
Convince on the second syllable. Syllable.
Excellent, Monika. Fantastic job today. Thank you very much for attending the class, for doing such a brilliant job as a student. And hopefully the people watching this have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, guys, could you please give us a like? Because it will help this channel. Thank you very much for that. And let's just take a look quickly at some comments here. I think Nina says, interesting conversation. Guys, important topic to talk about. I feel like we should discuss it more often. Okay, I need a break, Nina. Okay, this might not be the last time we talk about this. All right.
We can discuss it in Discord group.
Right, we've got a Discord group, Learn English Online. And if you guys want, obviously, there are a lot of cool English learners who practice their English on a daily basis there. And it's a fantastic place to get involved. You're gonna meet people. You're gonna meet people like Monika there, and me, and also Adam, who is known for using a lot of idioms, like to be on your last legs, to be dead on your feet. Yeah. So also this is Irena. So you're gonna meet people like that in our Discord server. So obviously you're welcome to join. And if you are already there, you're welcome to take part in our events And anytime you want, you just message or leave a message in the general text channel asking people if anybody is up for a chat. And before you know it, you will see responses, hopefully, unless you ask at the wrong time, like in the middle of the night or something. But then again, we've got people from different time zones, so that shouldn't be an issue. Good job.
Thank you, Elena.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you, guys, and I'll speak to you next week. This is a weekly show, so we will be here again next week with a different student. But Monika will be back as well. All right? Just not next week. All right, Monika, take care.
You too. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.